What is up, everyone? Today I've got something special to be unboxing. It's a brand new item that I've been wanting for a really long time. I finally got the item to complete the collection, especially after a couple months ago. You guys will probably remember that I got 2022 Thomas and Percy. And for a while, these two are the only characters in my collection, but that was before the range got discontinued in March. So today I had a chance to scrape up a couple of bucks and buy another one, especially since the range is discontinued. I'm trying to go out and buy every character at least once. And here we have a 2022 Wooden Railway Toby. Now, I'll be 100% honest, I'm not a huge fan of Toby's model because he kind of looks like a hovercraft. Like, his side plates and cow catchers look way too wide, and the wooden part they used for his, it just looks way too narrow, and I'm not a huge fan of it. But at least he has an accurate wheel arrangement, unlike his original. So here he is. Let's take him out of the box. God, this is going to be kind of a pain. Hang on. Dear God. Here we go. Alright, so we got it out now. Sorry, these things are not the easiest to remove from, but here we go. And so here he is. I finally have a 2022 Wooden Railway Toby in my collection. Like, I'm glad they made Toby, but what I find weird is how they made him. Like, if they would have made his cabs and sides wider, then he'd probably be a much better model. However, but there are some positives. I know I say I don't really care for Toby's 2022 model, but I still want to have him in my collection to go along with Thomas and Percy. And so, there are some positives I can find with this. I like how he has an accurate wheel arrangement and more details this time, like I do with all the characters. But something that was a good thing about his 2013 model is that his funnel is an actual funnel piece and it wasn't just printed on. I can kind of understand also why they gave him a worried face, because that was basically CGI personality. Not really a fan of it, but for CGI Toby, as these are all based on their CGI counterparts, I guess it kind of makes sense. Overall, Toby's probably got to be towards the bottom of my list on best to worst of characters. Like, he's down there with characters like Emily or Annie and Clarabelle or other Wooden Railway models. Not the characters themselves, they're all good, it's just their models that didn't turn out all that great. But like I said, I still want to get them in my collection. Anyway, the range was discontinued back in March, and I saw this as an opportunity to grab Toby, and I went to my local Barnes & Noble. The smaller engines were only $17, and the bigger engines were $22, so I decided to go ahead and buy Toby to complete the collection of the Ffarquhar gang. And so now I happily have all three engines in the collection. That's pretty much all I have to say now. Bye guys, thanks for watching, and I can't remember if some of you saw my Thomas and Percy's plastic surgery video back in early December, but for those who didn't, just me having an in-canon reason for upgrading these two. I'll do the same thing to Toby as well. Anyway, that's pretty much all I have to say. Bye guys.